So the show opens up with the Wardlow versus Shawn Spears cage match, and basically Wardlow comes out with the handcuffs on, and they attack him before he can get the handcuffs off. So they just did a bunch of heat on him. MJF's the referee. Shawn Spears, they're getting heat on him. And they do a spot where Wardlow decides that he can just break the handcuffs.
Yeah.
So he just just breaks the handcuffs. They should have just gone straight to the finish off of that, but they did some more stuff and they kicked him in the balls. But they did a chair spot where MJF is holding Wardlow. Shawn Spears goes to hit Wardlow. He misses. He clocks MJF with the chair. And what's his name gives him the 4 power bombs, one of them on a chair, and he beats him 1, 2, 3. I don't know why they did that. They should have just let that fester so they could talk about that. Now MJF has to wrestle him at Sunday. But they did that thing with the security guards hit the ring, and he had another fight where he's attacking all the security guards.
Yeah.
What did you think? Did you think that was necessary, Konnan? I didn't think they needed that.
But they know it gets a pop. So at the end of the day, this match is about pops.
Right.
So MJF hits the ring with his Shawn Michaels. Remember when Shawn Michaels with the little short shorts when he was the little nut huggers? He used to get heat.
Right.
Right. I like at the beginning when he pretended he couldn't find the key so Spears could get some heat. And then I like when he pulls Spears away like, hey, you're hitting him while the guy's handcuffed. And then he goes and he attacked him.
Right.
That right there was smart because it set the table for the rest of the match. They had the people in their hand right there. You know what I'm saying? All they had to do was make sure they didn't lose him, and they never did, And, of course, the thing with the handcuffs is mega JoJo. I actually did it when I beat Jake the Snake for his hair, in Triple Mania like 20 years ago. But it always gets a pop, and that's what I'm saying. They knew it was going to get a pop. It did get a pop, just like when Spears moved out of the way and or when Wardlow moved out of the way and he got hit with the chair, that got a pop. So they're just trying and just like him doing what's it called now? The Powerbomb Symphony got a pop, and then he did an extra one at the end. They're just getting pops,
Right.
Did you notice that MJF had on a Burberry referee shirt?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice touch.
Yeah.
And I also would like to say that Wardlow did a swanton that completely missed. And when you miss a swanton, it's very obvious.
Yeah.
Jeff Hardy used to kind of miss too, but now he's just nailing motherfuckers.
Yeah, right. His back,
his lower half of his body is always landing.
Head went like about 4 or 5 inches past the guy. Yeah. So I was like, so backstage, this was, I don't know what you thought of this. The Jericho Appreciation Society's walking around backstage, and they approach a backstage staffer who's just like standing there. And they asked if he knows what happens when he had John Moxley t-shirt on. Said, nobody hears what happens when you wear a John Moxley t-shirt, and out of nowhere, Jericho threw a fireball in his face and called himself a wizard.
He's a wizard.
I thought that the point of this was to get heat. I laughed.
Yeah,
right. That's the thing, bro. I that's the same thing I thought because if you remember back in the day when the Sheik threw a fireball,
right?
The guy was burnt. He didn't come back for a few days.
The announcer's going, "Oh my God!"
Right. This almost seemed just like a gratuitous reason to throw it,
right?
And the guy didn't even sell it good. Okay, and I still don't understand. Could somebody explain to me, or do I have to watch, Sammy Guevara's vlog, or what do I got to do? But why is he suddenly a wizard, and what's with the fireball? Do you know, Joe?
No, I guess it's just something that he wanted to add into, he started doing it, a few weeks ago. I just think it's something fun that he thought to add to the character. Right.
Unfortunately, I keep thinking in the incel culture of what that wizard means when he calls himself the wizard.
And I wonder if that's part of it, if he's aware, where he got the name
Are
from.
you mad because he's kind of infringing on your gimmick or not really?
Of course.
Yeah. All right. I don't understand this whole
I forgot.
wizard fireball thing. If somebody knows the meaning behind this, if there's some hidden joke from a movie or some bullshit, let us know.
So next, Tony introduces CM Punk for face-to-face with Adam Page, and they both get strong reactions. Shivani gave a brief recap of recent weeks and asked CM Punk if he was ready to become AEW champion, and he got a mixed reaction. Punk said the biggest moment of his career happened in Las Vegas. He said he loved the fans, and he planned on walking in the challenger and respectfully walking out a champion. Page replied he'd already said what he was going to do to Punk and didn't stutter. He said there was nothing Punk could do to take the title away from him. Punk said he wasn't sure why Page was taking this so seriously. This is business to him, and this was his title opportunity. That's funny. Page said 3 weeks ago he'd annihilate him and embarrass him, but he didn't mean it double or nothing. He meant tonight. Page continued and said he would be cathartic to sit cross-legged on a ramp and roll a pipe bomb to the ring and have it blow up in his face, but then he realized he couldn't do it because it was something that he would do. Page said he didn't like Punk or respect anything he's done since he's gone to AEW, and he said he talks a big game about workers' rights, but hasn't lived that in the back. He told Punk he doesn't think he knows what a champion means, and said it had more to do with what happens when the red light is off and those quiet moments in the back. He said he wouldn't be defending the title against Punk on Sunday. He'd be defending AEW from him. Punk continued to act coy and said he wasn't sure why Page was taking this so personally. He said that if he wanted to do something about him, he would have to do it in the ring on Sunday. And Punk said he would shake his hand on Sunday. In fact, he would do it right now. He extended his hand and told Page he was mad at himself, not Punk. Page refused a handshake and punched Punk in the face and then left up the ramp. It was kind of like weird that this is like the last thing they're doing before the pay-per-view. It's just like this seems like the type of thing you would do the first week of the Angle. But it was a good. But Page got a great promo here.
Yeah,
I thought he'd go. This is the best mic work he's ever had. What'd you think of that?
Now, Joe, you're a CM Punk fan. What do you think of this?
I liked it, and like I said on Twitter, it's planting the seed. I think he's definitely going to turn heel and do something dastardly to win the belt on Sunday. Probably cut a pipe bomb type promo at the end. He did it in Ring of Honor, where he pretended to be the aw shucks baby face, and then turned against all the fans after he won the belt and kept the belt hostage and stuff. And we've seen that he has a little penchant for redoing stuff from his own career, so I think it's just going to be the summer of Punk all over again.
Well, I thought this was weird at the beginning because there were a mixture of boos and cheers for Punk. There were more boos for Hangman, but at the end they were cheering Hangman. This was a good promo, and I'll tell you why, because it makes me want to see their match.
Yeah.
And this was their best promo. This is the type of promo that I've been waiting for, and this was a good promo. I like the lines of something. He said something like, he said, I don't hate you. I almost pity you for what you've done since you got here. Okay, what's he alluding to? So I like that line right there. Then he also said, for the first time in my life, I will be defending All Elite Wrestling from you. I wonder what he meant there. I also wonder what he meant by people don't know what you're really like behind the scenes. So little Easter eggs are being dropped to let you know something might be going down. And to tell you the truth, I'm salivating for a heel Punk. I hope he does turn heel and he goes off on the fucking microphone.
Well, I've seen on Twitter that Colt Cabana has been sent to Ring of Honor, so he's not working for AEW anymore, and a lot of the rumors on Twitter is that Punk was behind that. So maybe they'll do something like that, like you're not really, for the boys or whatever. Look what you did to Colt, that kind of thing.
Right. And I also
wait, time out. They sent him to Ring of Honor?
Yeah.
Bro, he hadn't been on AEW. When was the last time he had a match on AEW television?
I remember his match with Bryan, probably the last one.
How long ago was that?
Just a while ago when Bryan was getting ready to wrestle for the belt.
So what do they say? They're sending him nowhere. He's not doing anything.
It just means he's not in the
It's like they didn't. It's not like they're sending him away from a great spot.
But if the word backstage is that CM Punk was behind it, that's where the heat probably comes in. But I did like when Punk said, these roads that you traveled, they were paved by me. This house you built, I constructed it with the lumber and all that.
Yeah.
So I liked this promo. It made me want to see the match, and that's what a promo should do, unlike other promos later on in the show that we'll talk about.
Although what concerns me is Tony Khan has said that they don't have a hard out on this show as far as time, so the long AEW show, maybe a little bit longer, just gives them more room to have longer matches. So it's probably going to be a long night.
Oh, God.
By the way, do you guys want to do a round table after that with some listeners?
I'm not watching it. I'm not watching 7 hours of wrestling.
I am going to watch it, but we could do the round table the next day because are you going to watch?
There's no way I'm watching the whole show. I'll watch bits and pieces. Like, if I hear some of the stuff's good, I'll watch some of the stuff, but I'm not watching.
Well, that's how I don't watch it live either. I record it, and then I fast forward the shit I don't like.
Okay, so next up, we're going to talk about a problem that AEW has. This sentence is perfect, okay? Because, you're trying to get people over, you're trying to make people care about matches and stuff, everything, but let me read you this one sentence. We got a brief video package for Anna Jay versus Jade Cargill for the TBS Championship on Sunday, and that's about it. I timed this. Bro, they gave, for this match, okay, so the TBS Championship, you see how they do packages in WWE?
Yeah. Where
they're just long, this was 45 seconds long.
Right.
It's like, why even put this on the show?
Yeah, and a girl she already beat.
This meant zero.
Why isn't she going up against new rivals? Why?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so 45 seconds they gave to this. So, like, why are people going to care about this? Well, they're not going to care about this. You're missing out on opportunities to build matches by adding all these time in these matches on show and not giving these girls time to talk about and like getting themselves over. So, William Regal comes out on commentary, and the Jericho Appreciation Society make their entrance. And Jericho cut the music and said he told the crowd they didn't have what it takes to sing a song, then joined in on the commentary as well. So this is Eddie. We've been waiting for the Blackpool Combat Club to start an angle with somebody, right? So now all of a sudden, it's like, I don't get this.
Not Danielson and Moxley coming out together. Yeah.
Okay, Eddie Kingston and John Moxley make their entrance for the next match, all right? And there's no video package or anything showing what happened last week at the end of the segment that all these people were involved in. What happened the last week?
Well, the only pre-tape I saw was showing Brian's injury where his foot was caught between the ramp and the ring, right?
Right.
They
Why
did
would
show
you
that.
not show the heat between Eddie Kingston and Bryan Danielson in the ring to set up this for storytelling from last week?
Maybe they're saving
So,
it.
why
They're
is Eddie
saving
Kingston teaming with John Moxley?
Maybe they're saving it for when he comes back, you know?
I don't know. You should have talked about. They should have mentioned what happened last week because they didn't. And I'm watching from last week. I was thinking they were going to come back this week and there was going to be heat between Bryan Danielson and Eddie Kingston. It's like Eddie's team with John Moxley and the Wrestling Private Party. It's like I don't get this. So they have a match. You know who's going over? Moxley and Cassidy. Moxley and Kingston beat them. After the match, as a brawl breaks out, and it's funny because it's 5-on-2 at ringside because the Jericho Appreciation Society, and Steven Regal actually says, "Oh, I'm not going to go down there."
I know. Can you believe that?
And then the other guys come running and goes, "I told you. That's why I said I wasn't going to go down there. I've got backup." And so, but still, when he said it, it was just sounded very stupid.
No,
you know?
but what he should have said is, first of all, why wouldn't he help out his boys if he did it last week? He punched somebody outside the ring, been slapping Yuta, but he should have said, "I'm not going down there, but I got some backup." You know,
right? Yeah.
Right.
So that was weird. Yeah, this segment did nothing.
Let me just say this. I was wondering where Danielson was when Moxley and the other guy came out, but obviously he came out at the end. I thought Jericho was good on commentary, okay? Yeah. Mm-hmm. But here's my problem. I don't know why with so many people that I like LAX, Jericho, Kingston, Moxley, Bryan, this ain't resonating with me, you know?
Right.
And they should have beaten this private party guys in half the time they did, by the way. Yeah.
Okay. Did you see that Disco? Because you seem to know a little bit more about podcasts and stuff. Did you see that Regal has a podcast starting with Matt Coon?
I'm not interested in it. Oh, he's doing it with Matt Coon?
Yeah, Matt Coon returning to the podcast world.
Oh my God. I'm not optimistic that thing's going to last a considerable amount of time, to be honest with you. Okay, so next is a match I completely do not care about. The Ring of Honor Tag Team titles. Roppongi Vice, who I have never, I've heard the name, but I've never seen these guys wrestle. But I thought Trent Beretta was part of the Best Friends, but I guess he's in Roppongi Vice. They're wrestling for the Ring of Honor titles.
Yeah.
So I'm fast forward. I'm just stopping and going on this match because I like the FTR guys because they're good workers, but I just do not care about this match at all because I don't care about the Ring of Honor titles. But that's what I'm saying. That they're wasting Dax and Cash because they're not doing any episodic soap opera storytelling with them. They're just having them have matches for defending their titles against guys. Defend the Ring of Honor title against these guys, defend the AAA title.
Let me say this right off the bat, and this is very important because you got to kind of look a little bit like a star. And I'm sorry, bro, but Trent looks like a jobber. Right. Rocky looks cool and now he's even cooler to me because he's wearing the eye patch in homage to Slick Rick the Ruler.
Yeah. But
Trent looks so plain and basic. Remember I would compare people to Wonder Bread. You know, like when you go to Subway and they have Italian 9-grain wheat, honey oat. Mm-hmm. They got herbs and cheese. He's Wonder Bread. You know what I'm saying? No taste, just generic, no charisma, but he can go in the ring. All right. And it's very weird because the match was good. It should have had a finish. The people were chanting FTR, and they were really. But at the end, this guy came in, Jeff Cobb, Monster Stash, with I don't know who the other guy was.
The guy's name is Great O Khan.
Right. Did you see when he tried?
Yeah.
Hello?
He's on the apron. They're on the apron.
Yeah.
They're gonna choke. They're gonna claw. So he's got him. He's pulling him up the ramp with the claw. Okay,
Yeah.
so look, then he's supposed to choke slam onto the table, but Beretta just jumped up and took the bump before the guy picked him up and Beretta power bombed himself through the table.
Right.
That's exactly. That's the only way to describe that.
And here's the other thing. Okay, those are like, they do this New Japan thing besides the fact that they're going to do the open the door, but supposedly all their fans are big New Japan fans. When they came out, they really didn't have any heat.
No.
It wasn't like they were popping like, oh my God, look at what they just, I mean, didn't come, did you see that, Joe?
Yes.
Am I right or no?
No, you're right.
Hmm.
All right. So next, so they get heat on them, and so you got United Empire now wants the Ring of Honor titles, I guess. So it's like whatever.
This was a good, and by the way, don't get me wrong, this was a good match.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So so next the team they plug. Oh, by the way, there's another. I want to give another example here. They had another package in here about the Owen Hart tournament. It was 1 minute and 6 seconds long.
Yeah, who was
like
it?
A bunch of people just means nothing. And Mark
Right.
Henry going, he thinks Owen would be proud of the competition.
Yeah.
It's just like, bro, it's like these packages are just
don't even put up there, bro. If you're gonna put them that
right.
short, they don't do anything. They don't resonate. They don't help. They're
right.
Yeah.
So next is Matt and Jeff got a pretty good promo. They said they had a common upbringing with the Young Bucks. They were Christian, same upbringing, good family.
Can I just say one more thing, Di? Here's another idea. You know that, how long was the Moxley match?
7 minutes.
Okay. You could have made that match 4 minutes, 3 minutes, and spent them on promos. How about that?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So next is the Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy promo in the back. Common upbringing with the Young Bucks. But that's where the similarities end. He said they broke in the business in the 90s in a different culture that the Bucks never could have survived it. Jeff said they were in their overprime and said this last run would be their best, and he's claiming the AEW Tag Team Championship. Matt continues to the Bucks were in their prime, but they're middle-aged and extreme, and Matt said that you should never meet your heroes, but in this case, the Bucks, they'll never beat their heroes. It's actually a pretty decent promo. This was 2 minutes, okay, where he got a good bit of time to talk, right? So it was like, all right, what'd you think?
And here's what I like about it. It's a realistic promo. You couldn't have handled what we handled in the 90s, which a lot of veterans think about the new generation, including myself. And it wants to, and this is a good promo because it does what it should do. It makes me want to see the Hardy Boys match.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and let me just say real quick that I saw those guys main event a House of Hardcore show just before the Hardys went back to WWE. And remember, they feuded in Ring of Honor with the Bucks. There's some experience there between the two teams, but it's been a few years, so let's see if they can still stand up to.
Oh, they'll still be able to.
Yeah.
When they get out there with the adrenaline, and the Young Bucks are going to make. They know what the Hardy Boys can and can't do, and they'll make sure that the match is good. This is going to be a good match. Right. I guarantee you.
So next we do Jungle Boy against Ricky Starks versus Swerve Strickland. They were doing some absurd spots in this, but I don't think Ricky Starks was he should be the guy that does not participate in the nonsense spots. Like if somebody's doing a spot or something he just shoved the guy off the top rope and stuff, everything. Because these guys were doing scripted acrobatics where everybody had to cooperate with each other and it looked ridiculous. But Ricky was getting some good. There's just a couple. Swerve and Jungle Boy were doing most of this stuff, right? Ricky was getting pretty good heat. He was like he was on top of this match for like a good 3-4 minutes, like getting heat on these guys. But basically, after a thumb to the eyes, Starks lands the Rochambeau on Swerve, and Jungle Boy ran and applied the snare trap on Starks before he could cover Swerve. And then he pulled Starks to the middle of the ring, but Swerve broke it up with a running kick. Swerve then went up top and landed a double stomp on Starks and got the win. They beat our boy Ricky Starks. Were you happy about that or very upset about that, like I was?
I thought you should not be beating Ricky Starks. I understand you're trying to push Swerve, but you should not be beating Ricky Stark. And what an incredible move by fucking when Jungle Boy did that Poison Rana on Strickland and he landed on his feet.
Right.
That was ridiculous.
Yeah, but that stuff like that, I'm like...
Well, it's still,
I was gonna say, I don't.
Bro, not everything is whether you like it or not. There's other people that enjoy it. So here's the other thing: when Jungle Boy applies that STF, it's not the tightest looking thing I've ever seen. You need to tighten up on that, Pippin. Nothing. Right,
and they've been doing a thing. This is why the wrong guy went over. Okay, because they've been telling a story. The Jungle Boy's been kind of like on a losing streak. So next after the match, so then Powerhouse Hobbs comes in, and then Luchasaurus comes in. Then they play the music for Keith Lee.
Right.
Like Keith Lee coming out as like Goldberg. There's kind of I thought that was weird, So he runs
No, and it
down
looked weird when he had him in the chokehold and he's waiting for him forever for the music to play. It's like, bro, give him the fucking. Why would you stop? Why wouldn't you give him a chokehold and then turn around? Oh no, music's playing. I gotta let go.
Right.
That was kind of Joe.
But yeah. So then he and Swerve celebrated to close the segment. So whatever. But yeah, I'm not. I don't know what they're doing with these guys. This is not. I don't know. Backstage we go. Okay, so this is another thing. This was I think less than a minute. We get a promo from Dan Lambert, and basically the promo says you got Scorpio Sky standing there and Ethan Page standing. Ethan Page is a good daughter. Okay, and I would not mind.
Said nothing.
He said nothing. Scorpio Sky said nothing. And you know what the gist of the promo was? Dan Lambert knows somebody that makes belts because he works for American Top Team, so he's having a new belt made for Scorpio Sky.
How does that make you want to see that match?
It's like, that was literally the gist. Like I'm telling you, the gist of the promo. They said nothing else basically.
And we all know Lambert's a great promo, but what
they give
was
no material
what was the use of that? Yeah,
right. All right. So back in the arena, Thunder Rosa was brought on the stage with Tony Schiavone. Okay, maybe she's been watching the show, listening to the show because she tried to at least look. She dressed herself up decent here to look kind of like pretty cool. She had the cowboy, the red cap flag. She didn't have the makeup on, but I was looking at her for saying, I go, that she didn't look bad like that. You know what I'm saying? So she didn't look like a Kmart diva. Basically, is what I'm saying. But basically, she asked about the challenge on Sundays. She said she did not have makeup on because she wanted everybody to see the real her. She said she worked for everything she has. She's never complained about anything. And Rosa addressed Steve and said she blamed her past on other companies and her questionable cosmetic choices. Rosa told Dave that she would teach her a lesson in respect on Sunday for Tony, her mentor Dustin Rhodes, especially herself. And her music started playing. They started playing the music too early. Okay, did you notice this?
Either that, they were telling her it was time to go.
Time to go. Okay, so because she kept on talking and you couldn't really hear her because I don't know exactly what she said. So. Whatever, but she cut it. I mean, I don't really care much about this angle, but she cut a decent promo. Here
was the thing. First of all, I don't know why they keep trying to get sympathy on Tony because she was mad at Serena because she disrespected Tony. Like everybody now. Okay, this was a better promo for Thunder, who hasn't been good on the mic. But this was not a good promo, and I'll tell you why. Because it did absolutely nothing for me to want to see her match with Serena Deeb.
Yeah.
Did she say her mentor was Dusty Rhodes?
Dustin.
Okay. I was like, when the hell did she work with Dustin?
Yeah. All right. And here's another. This was another 1 minute of complete colossally wasted time backstage. Red Velvet is shown backstage with Tony Schiavone and said she was pissed off not to move on to the next round of the Owen tournament to face Ruby Soho. Ruby then walked up and Red handed her a book that apparently contained all of her research on Chris Statlander's weaknesses. And that was it. And then she took the book and threw it down. What did you think of this?
I thought this was stupid, and I'll tell you why. I'm going to tell you why. Number one, if Chris Statlander is going to be facing Ruby Soho, why is Red Velvet doing the promo? That's like number one. Right. Yeah. Number two, who's supposed to believe that you really wrote a whole book on this girl's weaknesses and then hand it over to this girl? Why would you give her the book? Okay, this was stupid. They give Red Velvet so much TV time. She's not entertaining, and she's not in the fucking match.
It's like she's complaining and she's here. I got all the research and chat's Chris Statlander. Here's my research. It's like, what is it? This is
and
not.
She's not wrestling her.
I'm just telling you, like people that think that we're too critical of this show, they do not do anything to build characters, and they waste all these backstage segments of stuff that means absolutely nothing.
The Lambert thing was wasted. This was wasted.
Right.
The Hardy Boy shit was good. The CM Punk shit was good.
Mm-hmm.
But this wasn't.
No. So next is do Tony Storm against Britt Baker in an Owen Hart Cup tournament match. By the way, Ruby Soho and what's her name were also actually Red Velvet had like a nice dress on, but it wasn't really that nice. But Ruby Soho dressed like a bum again.
Well, she's kind of got that punk rock look, which is a bum kind of look.
But she was like punk rock. She was wearing nothing. Wear some punk rock clothes. Or you'll dress yourself up if you're going to be seen on TV. If you're a punk rocker,
that's part of it. When you're punk rocker, you don't dress up. You dress like fucking down.
Yeah, but she wouldn't even dress down. She just had like a tank top and jeans.
That's how they dress, dude. You're not a punk rocker. Neither am I, but I know how they dress. They dress like that.
So Britt Baker wrestles Tony Storm, and
Bro,
when they brought Tony Storm in, let me just say this: she was supposed to be like a game changer for the women's division. She's just a nothing character. She lost this. What's her record so far? She beat him? I mean, it's not
No, she was undefeated. I think this is the first time she's lost. I think.
Yeah. Why do they have her? Britt's the champion. Why are they having her go under here? Britt could have lost this match.
I guess she's
no.
5-1.
Storm lost.
Britt won. Why is Tony Storm not winning this match? Britt does not need this win.
Right, and Storm was undefeated. This was not a good match. They'd done all this build-up. This was not a good match, and the finish looked kind of fucked up because I don't know if Hayter came in too late or what went on at that end. That looked something went wrong there.
Choppy. It was miscued.
With all the women that are on the roster, all the women that you can get her to beat, why are you beating Tony Storm in a nothing match with really a nothing finish? It wasn't a real good. This was not that good for them,
Right. So next is just Kyle Riley.
Storm's good in the ring, by the way. She is good.
Yeah.
So Samoa Joe against Kyle O'Reilly in an Owen Hart match. They basically did what would you just call it, a pretty basic Japanese strong style match? Would be the best way to describe this.
Or you could call it a classic Ring of Honor style too.
Ring of Honor is okay, whatever. So, but a Samoa Joe goes over, which is I think the right finish.
Right.
And bro, this is the go home for the pay per view. Joe goes over, and just after the match, Adam Cole walks down the ramp, says, "Adam Cole, baby," and sticks his hands up in the air.
You know what? I was thinking about this. If Danielson wasn't in that black club, or what are they called?
Blackpool Combat Club.
Think about this, Joe, because you're a Ring of Honor historian yourself. Samoa Joe, Punk, and Danielson together.
Yeah.
The OGs from fucking Ring of Honor.
Right.
That would be one hell of a crew. Throw in Lethal and play up on the Himalaya.
As a Ring of Honor fan, probably the Tony Khan is big time. He's going to want to revisit Punk versus Joe, which, as you remember, was a big feud back in the day and got Ring of Honor's first 5-star match when they weren't handed out like that.
Do you think Shane Hagerdorn and the other guy are writing about this? Because these are like instant classics.
Oh, for sure. I'd have to look at the AEW website, but Shane writes a lot of the stories on there.
I bet you that Tony thinks that there's some value in the Ring of Honor champion against the AEW champion, Punk versus Joe in a title match.
There probably is.
That's a good call.
There is.
I mean, I don't know about elevating
to that fan base. I think
that's his point. He bought the company. Now he wants to elevate the Ring of Honor talent up.
That's what he should do.
But it's like, bro, you haven't. The guys on your show aren't elevated enough to elevate down. It's just like, I don't know. It's like, maybe that's the plan, but like, but like I said, the show went off the rails for me halfway through. I love the Adam Page promo with Punk. I love the what do you call it? I thought Wardlow and MJF is everything you grab. Wardlow is doing it right. He shows good fire. He's different than the other guys in this roster. He's like the other guys in this roster, like nobody really comes across as an imposing like character that would. If you
really think about it, this was a good show. Like the FTR match was good, the Joe match was good, the Punk showdown was good, the Hardy Boys promo was good. What else was good? The MJF thing was good. Mm-hmm. Okay, the bad things were the quick things like Lambert and Red Velvet.
Right, the three-way match where Ricky Starks was under. I don't know what
Right, I didn't understand that either. But there was more good than bad. That's for damn sure. Right. And of course, very confusing why Chris is throwing fireballs and calling himself the Wizard.
This like a perfect example. The main event on this show was the match, right? What should have closed the show was the Punk Page confrontation in the ring. Right, because that's the last thing. Having him cut that promo and punch him in the face and drop it and everything would have been a better end of the show than Adam Cole coming out and sticking his hands over there and going, Adam Cole, baby. Yeah,
but it was still a good show, better than usual.
Right,
better flow too.
Yeah, that's been our review.
Enjoy the rest of the show. Boom.